The wrapping paper tore. Royal blue, expensive. I'd folded each corner twice to get the creases right. Tyler held the watch box, black leather, worn at the edges the way valuable things get worn. His thumb ran over the gold clasp. "Dad, what is this?" My living room had never felt smaller. Not when we'd hosted 30 people for Thanksgiving. Not when the pipes burst and flooded half the downstairs. Just this moment, watching my son's face do something I couldn't quite read. "It's a watch." I kept my voice steady. "Omega Speedmaster. 1967. Original Moonwatch configuration." Tyler opened the box. The watch sat there, crystal clear, dial perfect, leather strap showing its age in that distinguished way vintage pieces do. He stared at it for 3 seconds, maybe 4. His girlfriend Amber leaned over his shoulder. "Babe, is that like old?" Tyler's birthday. 40 years old today. I'd been up since 5 making buttermilk pancakes from my mother's recipe. Bacon, fresh coffee, real maple syrup, $23 a bottle. They'd come downstairs at 11. Complained about being tired. The pancakes sat cold on the counter. Nobody had touched them. "It's vintage." I measured the words. "From the year you were born, 1967 was the year of the Moonwatch. NASA used these," I thought. Tyler set the box on the coffee table, carefully, like it might break, or like he wanted to distance himself from it. "Dad, you know I'm more of an Apple Watch guy. This is kind of, I don't know, old-fashioned?" Amber nodded. "We're really into minimalist tech these days. Smart devices. This is like something from a museum." A museum. I'd bought this watch in 1995. Estate sale in Tacoma. The seller's father had been an aerospace engineer. Died. Nobody wanted his collection. I'd paid $8,000. Fair price then. The watch market had changed since then. This particular piece, mint condition, original papers, box, that watch was worth $75,000 now, maybe more. But they didn't know that, didn't ask, didn't care. It's the thought that counts, right? Tyler stood. "Thanks, Dad. Really. I'll keep it safe somewhere. Somewhere. Not on his wrist. Somewhere in a drawer, probably. Next to other gifts I'd given that had disappointed him. The leather-bound first edition books. The vintage compass. The handmade chess set. All somewhere." I nodded. "You're welcome." Tyler and Amber had been living in my house for 2.5 years. My 3-bedroom Craftsman in Ballard, built 1924, I'd restored it myself, over 20 years. They'd moved in March 2022. Temporary, they'd said. Just until Tyler's app launched. Just until Amber's influencer career took off. Just until they got on their feet. 2.5 years. Rent-free. I'd paid utilities, groceries, internet, phone bills when theirs got shut off. Insurance premiums, car payments twice when things got tight. I'd kept receipts. Occupational habit from 40 years running a jewelry store. Everything documented. Everything tracked. $63,000, give or take. The watch sat on the coffee table, box open. Tyler had already forgotten about it, pulled out his phone. Amber was texting someone. Their daughters, Madison and Brooklyn, were upstairs. 10 and 7. I could hear them. Not playing. Just screens. Always screens. I stood, picked up the watch. The weight felt right in my hand. Solid, real, valuable. "I'll put this away," I said. "Somewhere safe." Tyler didn't look up. "Cool. Thanks again, Dad." I walked to my workshop. Down the hall, past family photos they'd never looked at. My late wife Sarah in her wedding dress. Tyler as a baby. High school graduation. Military service. Marriage. The whole timeline of his life that he never seemed to remember living. The workshop door closed behind me. I set the watch on my desk. Afternoon light hit it just right. The crystal gleamed. The dial, perfectly preserved, showed every detail. The chronograph hands, the tachymeter bezel, the manual wind crown. This watch had gone to space. Not literally this one, but this model, this exact configuration. NASA had tested these, trusted them. They'd strapped them over pressure suits and counted down launches. My son thought it was old-fashioned. I pulled out my phone, scrolled through contacts, stopped at Marcus Webb, Seattle vintage timepieces. We'd done business before. I'd sold him a Patek Philippe in 2019. He'd given me fair price, professional courtesy between dealers. My thumb hovered. 2 seconds. 3. I tapped call. Marcus answered on the second ring. Robert Mitchell. Long time. I have a piece you might want. 1,967 Speedmaster. Original papers. Mint condition. Professional interest entered his voice immediately. The Moonwatch year. What's the reference number? I read it off. He was quiet. Checking databases, probably. Comparing recent sales. That's a serious piece, Robert. Market's strong right now. Collector interest is high. Are you thinking of selling? I am. Can you bring it by tomorrow? I'd like to authenticate. Check the movement. But if it's what you say, I can move it fast. Should get you 70 to 80,000. I looked at the watch. 40 years of my life I'd been collecting. Watches, mostly. Some jewelry, quality pieces, things that held value, things that meant something. I'd planned to pass them to Tyler, teach him about craftsmanship, heritage, the weight of time. He'd called it old-fashioned. Tomorrow works, I said. Morning? 10 o'clock. I'll have coffee ready. I hung up, stared at the watch. Tyler's voice carried from the living room. He was telling Amber about some new phone app, some investment opportunity, some way to make money fast. The same kind of schemes he'd been chasing for 2.5 years. The same kind that never worked. The same kind that kept him living in my house, eating my food, using my electricity, paying nothing. Some things are more valuable than money. My father used to say that. He'd been wrong. Money had value because it represented choice, freedom, respect. My son respected nothing I gave him. Maybe he'd respect what I took away. The next morning, Marcus's shop, downtown Seattle. 3rd floor of an old building, the kind with elevator gates that fold. His office smelled like coffee and watch oil, clean, professional, safe. Marcus examined the watch under magnification, checked the movement through the case back, compared serial numbers to factory records. 20 minutes of silence. Professional assessment. I drank coffee. Good coffee. He'd remembered how I took it. This is extraordinary, Robert. He looked up. Unpolished case. Original bracelet. Papers match. Service history documented. This is museum quality. It's been in my collection 30 years. I know collectors who'd pay premium for this. He set down his loupe. I can offer you 78,000 cash. Or I can put it to auction. Might get 85, 90. But that takes time. I need it gone now. He studied my face. Something changed in his expression. Understanding maybe, or recognition. He'd been in the business long enough to know when someone was selling for the right reasons and when they weren't. 78,000. Cash. I can have it by noon. Done. We shook hands. He wrote up the paperwork. Consignment agreement. Bill of sale. Transfer of ownership. I signed. He signed. Notary stamp. Legal. Binding. Final. The watch sat on his desk. Not mine anymore. Gone. Sold. Converted into $78,000 that my son would never see. At home, Tyler was in the kitchen. Leftover pizza for breakfast. Amber was on the couch, laptop open, editing photos of herself, their careers, always almost launching, never quite there. Dad, Tyler said, around a bite of cold pepperoni. About that watch. Where'd you put it? I sold it. He stopped chewing. What? The Omega. I sold it this morning. $78,000. Silence. Heavy. Amber's laptop clicked shut. You sold my birthday gift? It wasn't your gift anymore. You said it was old-fashioned. Not your style. I found someone who appreciated it. Tyler's face went red. That was mine. You can't just take back a gift. I didn't take it back. You rejected it. I heard you. Apple Watch guy. Minimalist tech. Your words. Amber stood up. This is crazy. Robert, that's not fair. Fair. I'd paid for their lives for 2.5 years. Fair didn't live here anymore. What's not fair, I said quietly, is expecting me to support you indefinitely while you chase schemes that never work. They're not schemes, Tyler's voice rose. They're investments, business opportunities. Like the cryptocurrency thing, lost 8,000, or the drop shipping company, 4,000 gone, or the NFT marketplace. That was 12,000 of my money. You said those were loans, and I'd like them repaid. Amber grabbed Tyler's arm. Let's not do this now. He's upset. He's being irrational. Irrational. I'd run a successful business for 40 years, retired, comfortable, bought this house, maintained it, kept it valuable. They'd contributed nothing, and I was irrational. I'm going to my workshop, I said. When you're ready to have an adult conversation about rent, let me know. I left them there, faces red, angry, entitled. The workshop door locked behind me. I sat at my desk, pulled up my files, financial records, every expense, every payment, every dollar spent supporting them. Rent equivalent for my neighborhood, $2,800 monthly, times 30 months, $84,000. Utilities, $400 monthly. Groceries, $600. Phone bills, $200. Insurance, $300. Car payments, $800 twice. Medical bills when their insurance lapsed, $4,000. Credit card minimums I'd covered, $11,000. Total, $63,700. And that wasn't counting the birthday gift, or the Christmas gifts, or the random help, the furniture they'd ruined, the repairs needed after they moved in. My phone buzzed. Text from Tyler. We need to talk about this. That money should be mine. I typed back. The money is mine. The watch was mine. Your entitlement is showing. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again, then nothing. That night, I heard them. Bedroom door not quite closed. Voices carrying. He's lost his mind, Tyler's voice. That was $78,000. Amber responded, quieter. I couldn't hear every word, but I caught inheritance and supposed to be ours and getting old. I walked to their door, knocked. It flew open. Yes? Amber's face was cold. I'm 67, I said, not 90. My mind is fine, and I can hear you plotting. We're not plotting. Tyler appeared behind her. We're discussing our future, our financial security. Your financial security has been living rent-free in my house for 30 months. How's that working for you? Tyler's jaw clenched. This is temporary. You know that. Temporary. Ended a year ago. I leaned against the doorframe. I've been patient, supportive, generous. What have you contributed? We're family. That's what family does. Family respects each other. Family doesn't call gifts trash. Family doesn't wait for the old man to die so they can inherit his house. Silence. Amber's face went pale. What did you say? Tyler's voice dropped. I have excellent hearing. You were discussing how much the house is worth, how long I might live, how to wait it out. We never. Amber started. Don't lie to me in my own home. I stepped back. You have 30 days. 30 days. For what? To find new housing. I'm done being your retirement plan. Their faces. Shock. Anger. Fear. All three at once. Good. Maybe fear would motivate them where generosity hadn't. The next week moved fast. Tyler and Amber made calls. Friends, family, anyone who might take them in. Nobody wanted them. Turned out they'd burned bridges everywhere. Borrowed money. Made promises. Delivered nothing. We weren't the only ones they'd used. I worked in my shop. Business as usual. Sort of. The watch sale had been processed. 78,000 deposited. I didn't touch it. Just let it sit there. Proof. Evidence. Ammunition. Tyler came to me on day 5. His face was different. Smaller somehow. Less confident. Dad, we need to talk. Please. I set down my tools. Looked at him. My son. My only child. Sarah had died giving birth to him. Complications. Hemorrhaging. I'd raised him alone. Given him everything. And he'd grown into this entitled, grasping, disappointed man. What do you need? The 30 days. It's too fast. We can't find anywhere. Places want deposits. First, last, security. We don't have that kind of money. How much do you need? He swallowed. 5,000. I could give you 5,000. I kept my voice level. Or you could tell me what happened to the 30,000 I gave you last year for the app development. That was an investment. It didn't work out. So my money is for investing in your failures. But when you need help, that's family obligation? Dad, please. The girls, Madison and Brooklyn, they're scared. They don't understand why we have to leave. Madison and Brooklyn have spent 2.5 years in a stable home because I provided it. Have you explained that to them? You're being cruel. I'm being honest. There's a difference. He left, slammed the door. Amber started crying upstairs, loud enough to hear, loud enough to be performance. My phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Mitchell? This is Patricia Ramos. I'm an attorney. Your son has retained my services. Has he? He's concerned about your recent behavior. Selling valuable assets impulsively, making threats about housing. He's worried about your mental state. My mental state is fine. My patience is exhausted. He'd like to discuss guardianship, a medical evaluation, to ensure you're capable of managing your own affairs. I hung up, stared at the phone. They'd hired a lawyer, my own son, trying to have me declared incompetent, so they could control my money, my house, my life. The rage came fast, hot, pure. I called Marcus Webb. Marcus, I need to move the rest of my collection. Everything. Today? Robert, what's wrong? I need everything in a safety deposit box. Not at my home, not accessible to anyone but me. He hesitated. This is serious. This is survival. 3 hours later, my workshop was empty. 23 watches, various pieces of jewelry, some coins, some stamps. Total value, Marcus estimated, $420,000. All of it moved to his secure storage, insured, protected, away from grasping hands. I documented everything, photographed the empty displays, receipts for storage, paper trail, because I knew what was coming. Tyler's lawyer called again. Patricia Ramos, more insistent now. Mr. Mitchell, we need to schedule a competency evaluation. It's standard procedure. Standard for what? For ensuring elderly individuals aren't making impulsive financial decisions that endanger their security. I'm 67. I own my home. I have retirement savings. I ran a successful business for 4 decades. What part of that suggests incompetence? Sudden sale of valuable assets, threats of eviction against family members, paranoid behavior. I sold 1 watch. I gave 30 days notice to house guests who've overstayed, and I moved my valuables to secure storage because those house guests hired a lawyer to steal them. Which part is paranoid? Silence. Then, we'll be filing paperwork. You'll receive notice. I look forward to it. The lawsuit arrived 3 days later. Petition for guardianship and conservatorship. Grounds. Advanced age affecting judgment. Impulsive financial behavior. Vulnerability to self-harm through poor decisions. Filed by Tyler Mitchell on behalf of his father, Robert Mitchell. I read it twice. Then I called my own lawyer, Gerald Park, estate planning. He'd done my will years ago, knew my situation. Gerald, I need defense. My son is trying to have me declared incompetent. He was quiet. Then, why? Money. I evicted him. He wants control of my assets. Are you competent? I'm furious. But yes, perfectly competent. Then let's prove it. The evaluation happened in Gerald's office. Dr. Lisa Chen, psychiatrist. 3 hours of testing, memory, problem solving, logical reasoning, emotional state assessment. Mr. Mitchell, count backward from 100 by 7s. 100, 93, 86, 79, 72. Tell me why you sold the watch. I gave it to my son. He rejected it, called it old-fashioned. I found someone who valued it, seemed reasonable. Some would call that impulsive. Some would call living rent-free for 30 months while refusing to work impulsive. I call selling rejected gifts practical. She made notes. Are you angry at your son? Yes. Can you explain why? Because he sees me as an ATM. Because he sued me for having boundaries. Because he's teaching his daughters that family means exploitation. Because I gave him everything, and he valued nothing. That's very clear reasoning. Thank you. I have excellent clarity about my situation. The results came back in 2 days. Dr. Chen's report. Patient demonstrates full cognitive function, memory intact, reasoning sound, emotional responses appropriate to situation, no evidence of diminished capacity. Recommendation. Dismiss petition. Tyler's lawyer withdrew the case 3 days later. Emergency filing. New information suggests resolution outside court is preferable. Translation. They knew they'd lose. But I knew they weren't done. The real fight was just beginning. I changed my will that week. Gerald's office. New documents. Everything explicit. The house. 50% to my nephew David. He lived in Portland. Good kid. Responsible. He didn't know yet. Would be a surprise. But Tyler wouldn't inherit this house. Couldn't evict me, then steal it. The rest of my estate? Divided. 25% to David. 25% to Madison and Brooklyn's education fund. Restricted. Only for college, graduate school, real education. 25% to Vintage Watch Preservation Society. Charity. They maintained historical timepieces, taught craftsmanship, kept the art alive. 25% to Tyler. If he completed financial counseling, held steady employment for 2 years, and wrote me a letter explaining what he'd learned. Conditional, earned, not guaranteed. Gerald looked up from the papers. This is going to hurt him. He hurt himself. I'm just documenting the damage. The papers were filed. Legal, binding. Tyler wouldn't know until I died, or until I told him. I hadn't decided yet. Meanwhile, they searched my house. I knew because of small things. Workshop drawers slightly open, file cabinet lock scratched, bedroom closet disturbed. They were looking for the collection, for the valuable pieces, for something to claim. I installed cameras, small, discreet, just in the workshop. I watched the footage each night. Tyler came in twice, opened everything, searched desperately, found nothing, because nothing was there. Amber came once, photographed empty displays, probably trying to prove I'd hidden assets, probably building a case, probably planning something. The eviction date approached. 25 days. 20. 15. They hadn't found housing, hadn't saved money, hadn't changed. 1 week left. Tyler came to me, different this time, broken. Dad, please, we have nowhere to go. The girls don't understand. Madison's grades are dropping. Brooklyn has nightmares. This is destroying them. And whose fault is that? His face crumpled. I know it's mine, but they're innocent. They didn't do anything. You're right. So I called their mother. He froze. What? Jennifer, your ex-wife, in Spokane. She has a 3-bedroom house. Job, stability. She's agreed to take Madison and Brooklyn. You can't do that. I'm not doing anything. You are. You've made their home unstable. Jennifer is offering stability. They can finish the school year there, have their own rooms, actual food. You and Amber can figure out your lives without traumatizing children. Jennifer left us. Jennifer left you. She tried to take the girls. You fought for custody, convinced the judge you were stable. Were you lying then or now? He had no answer. Because we both knew. He'd wanted custody to hurt Jennifer, not because he wanted to raise them. Now they were leverage against me, and I'd removed that leverage. 3 days before eviction, the doorbell rang. Moving truck, budget rental. They were actually leaving. I watched from my workshop window. Tyler carried boxes. Amber directed, half-hearted, defeated, small loads. They'd accumulated nothing of value in 30 months, just debt and broken promises. Madison and Brooklyn sat on the porch steps, too quiet, too still. They knew something was changing, didn't understand what. I went outside. The girls looked up. Grandpa, Madison said, are we leaving? You're going to your mom's house. For a while, until your dad finds a place. Brooklyn's lip trembled. Don't you want us here? I knelt down, met their eyes. Level, honest. I love you both, always. But your dad and I need to work some things out. Your mom has a great place, your own rooms, a backyard. It'll be an adventure. Madison wasn't buying it. She was 10. Smart, she knew. Did we do something wrong? No, sweetheart. Adults did wrong things. You're perfect. Tyler called them to the truck. They hugged me, tight, desperate. Then they were gone, into the truck, driving away, to their mother's house. To stability I couldn't provide because their father refused to. Amber and Tyler left last. No goodbye, just gone. The house silent, empty, mine again. I walked through rooms, looked at damage, walls scuffed, carpet stained, cabinets broken, minor stuff. Fixable, but evidence of their presence, evidence of care never taken. My phone buzzed. Text from Tyler. You've destroyed my family. I typed back. I gave your daughters stability. You destroyed your family yourself. No response. Good. Maybe silence would teach him something words hadn't. 3 weeks passed. The house stayed empty. I fixed things, repainted walls, replaced carpet, made it mine again. Better than before. Clean, organized, peaceful. My nephew David called. Uncle Robert, I got papers from a lawyer. Something about your house? I explained. The will, the 50% ownership, protection against Tyler. He was quiet. Then, Tyler's my cousin. This feels wrong. Tyler sued me, tried to have me declared mentally incompetent, so he could steal my house and assets. Does that feel right? No, it doesn't. I need someone I trust. Someone who won't wait for me to die to cash out. Can you be that person? Yeah, I can. Good. Then we're co-owners. If something happens to me, Tyler can't touch this place without your permission. I heard him breathe. Understanding, settling in. This was protection. For me. For the house. For everything I'd built. Thank you for trusting me, he said. Thank you for being trustworthy. Month 2, Tyler called. First time since leaving. His voice was different, smaller, tired. Dad, I need to talk. Can I come over? Not here. Coffee shop. Neutral ground. We met at a cafe in Fremont. He looked rough, thinner, older, worn down by reality finally hitting. Amber left me, he said. I sipped my coffee. Said nothing. She found someone else. Someone with money. Someone successful. She took half our stuff. Left me with nothing. I wanted to say, now you know how it feels. Wanted to say, welcome to consequences. But I just nodded. I've been staying on a friend's couch, looking for work, real work, not schemes, not apps, just steady income. That's good. I applied at Boeing. Assembly line. They might hire me. It's not glamorous, but it's something. It's honest work. Nothing wrong with that. He looked at me, red eyes, broken. I'm sorry, Dad, for all of it. The lawsuit, the searching through your stuff, treating you like a bank. You deserve better. I set down my coffee. Thank you for saying that. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Why did you really sell the watch? Was it just to punish me? I thought about that. Considered lying. Considered making it simple. But he deserved truth. I sold it because you called it worthless. Because you rejected something I valued. Because you needed to learn that actions have consequences. But mostly because I was tired of being used. He nodded slowly. I get it now. Too late. But I get it. It's not too late for some things. Like what? Like learning, growing, becoming someone your daughters can respect. They're with Jennifer. I see them every other weekend. It's court-ordered now. Make those weekends count. Show them who you can be, not who you were. He wiped his eyes. Can I call you sometimes? Not for money. Just to talk? You can call. I'll answer. Sometimes. That's more than I deserve. Probably. But I'm your father. That doesn't change. We finished our coffee. He left. I stayed. Watched the rain start. Seattle rain. Steady. Cleansing. Washing things clean. My phone buzzed. Message from Marcus Webb. Thought you'd want to know. That Speedmaster sold to a collector in Switzerland. They're thrilled. Said it's crown jewel of their collection. Just thought you'd like knowing it's appreciated. I smiled. Typed back. That's all I wanted, for it to be valued. Marcus, you did the right thing. I looked out at the rain. Did I? The watch was valued. My son was broken. My granddaughters were shuffled between homes. My house was empty. Was any of this right? But then I thought about alternatives. Keep enabling Tyler. Keep paying for schemes. Keep being ATM. Watch him never grow, never change, never become someone worthy of respect. Maybe right isn't comfortable. Maybe right is hard. Maybe right means watching people you love face consequences until they learn. My coffee was cold. I drank it anyway. Some things taste better, bitter. 6 months later, my house is different now. Clean, organized. Mine. I've taken up woodworking, building furniture, creating things with my hands again. It feels good. Tyler calls twice a month. Got the Boeing job. Assembly line. It's hard work. Physical. Honest. He's lost weight. Gained muscle. Sounds better. Clearer. Madison and Brooklyn visit once a month. Jennifer drives them over. We bake cookies. Do puzzles. I teach them about watches. How they work. Why they matter. They're learning value. Real value. Amber remarried. Someone rich. Someone successful. I saw the wedding photos on Facebook. She looked happy. Maybe she is. Maybe she found what she was looking for. Good for her. David comes by weekly. We have dinner, talk about the house, what repairs are needed, what improvements to make. He's learning property management, taking ownership, literally. My collection stays at Marcus's secure storage. 23 watches, jewelry, coins, stamps, $420,000 worth. Safe, protected, away from desperate hands. Gerald updated my will again. Tyler's portion increased. 25 to 35%. Because he's trying. Because effort matters. Because hope isn't gone. Yesterday, a postcard arrived. Handwritten, Tyler's writing. Dad got promoted to quality control. First, step up the ladder. Making better money. Found an apartment. 2 bedrooms so the girls can visit. It's not much, but it's mine. I'm paying my own way. Feels good. Thank you for not giving up on me by pushing me away. T. I put it on the refrigerator, next to Madison's drawing from last month. A picture of my house, me standing in front, smiling. She'd written, Best Grandpa. The watch is gone. The money spent on eviction and repairs. The relationships damaged. But maybe something better emerged. Maybe Tyler needed to fall, to learn to stand. Maybe I needed to stop catching him to let him learn balance. Justice and love. They don't always live together peacefully. Sometimes you choose one and hope the other survives. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes they find each other again. Older, wiser, scarred but stronger. My house is quiet now, but it's not empty. It's full of possibility, of second chances, of lessons learned hard, but learned true. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that watch. Omega Speedmaster, 1967. On some collector's wrist in Switzerland, being wound daily, keeping perfect time, valued, treasured, loved. That's all I ever wanted. For my gifts to be valued, for my son to grow, for my life to be respected. I got 2 out of 3. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's victory. Maybe that's all we ever really get. The rain starts again. Seattle rain. I watch it fall. Clean, steady, constant. Washing everything, making space for new growth. My phone rings. Tyler. I answer. Hey, Dad, he says. Just calling to check in. How are you? I'm good, I tell him. Really good. How are you? Better. Getting there. Taking it one day at a time. That's all anyone can do. We talk for 20 minutes. About work. About the girls. About nothing important and everything important. When we hang up, I realize I'm smiling. Actually smiling. Maybe justice and love can coexist. Maybe they just need time, space, room to breathe and heal and find each other again. Maybe I didn't lose my son. Maybe I found him, the real one. Under all the entitlement, under all the schemes, under all the disappointment, maybe the watch was worth $78,000. But this conversation, this connection, this possibility, this is priceless. And that was worth everything I had to sacrifice to find it.